Hey folks, between my workout right now, I wanted to share with you what exactly will be expected on the test coming up for Unit 5. So, starting with the first question, you should be able to label parts of the urinary system. That includes the whole urinary system from the kidneys all the way down to the bladder and urethra, but also the interior of the kidneys, so the capsule, the cortex, the medulla, the pelvis, the medullary pyramids, the calyx, stuff like that. But then, of course, zooming in even further, you should be able to label parts of the nephron from the glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule all the way to the conducting or collecting duct. After that, the next question will ask you about the process of urine production. How exactly do we produce urine in the nephron through filtration, reabsorption, and secretion? You should be able to tell me what happens to water molecules, to sodium ions, to urea, to glucose, and specifically, how does diffusion and osmosis play a role in this particular urine production cycle here? How does diffusion affect one of those three processes, or two of those three processes, or three of those three processes? Tell me how diffusion plays into making our urine. The question after that, you should be able to talk about a body system that could have decreased function if the kidneys were to be affected, meaning if I were to decrease the kidneys and their effectiveness, how would, say, the heart be affected, or the blood be affected, or your lungs, or your digestive tract, or your brain? This is a critical thinking question. Um, so you're going to have to think about the ways that the urinary system affects the entire body and then be specific on one body system that might be affected from an impact on the kidneys or kidney dysfunction. After that, you should be able to talk about how the kidneys help maintain homeostasis by adjusting how much water they keep or release into the urine. Um, you should be able to describe how the kidneys respond when a person is dehydrated. What do they do to water because of that? And describe how the kidneys respond when someone has consumed excess water. You should be specific about what the kidneys do and what happens to the urine because of the changes that the kidneys impart on the water that is kept or released in our body. Another question that you'll get, you will be asked about a patient who is suffering from chronic kidney disease. You'll be given their EGFR and UACR. You should be able to explain to the patient what these tests, what these metrics measure, as in you should be able to describe EGFR and UACR. And then based on those numbers, you should be able to determine the stage of chronic kidney disease that that patient is suffering in. You won't have to be able to determine whether or not they need dialysis or they need a kidney transplant, but that would be fair game on the EOC. Last question I see on here, you'll be given some attributes about a urine sample, whether it's a different color than normal, or if it's clear, or what the specific gravity is measuring at, if it has glucose, or ketones, or erythrocytes, or leukocytes, whether the pH is above or below normal range, if it has any protein in there. You should basically, going into this question, know what your normal urine is supposed to be like, then be able to identify, based on these test results, two abnormal findings in the urinalysis that you're given. Then, based on those abnormalities, you should identify the most likely condition that the patient is suffering from and explain your reasoning because of it. So you're going to be given, just like the 415A lab that you had, you're given data about a urinalysis, and you should be able to determine what that person is suffering from. So this is going to take a lot of studying to be able to prepare for that specific question. But if you use some common knowledge, like say, if glucose is found in the bloodstream or in the urine, and if ketones are found in the urine, what could they possibly be suffering from? Stuff like that. Lots of critical thinking. Pretty tough exam overall. You guys will be okay. You've you've gotten through this unit and you just need to study. Use the 2 days that you have before the exam to study as much as possible. Hopefully this video and the games that I have here on Canvas and the study guide help you that much more. Good luck.